Cool. Yeah. How's it going, beautiful people?
Hi, everyone.
This is Jose Trujillo and the lovely
Lizette Trujillo.
Bam! This is Cafecito Thursday.
Cafecito Thursday.
I hope that everybody's doing great.
I forgot it was Thursday.
Yeah, go like this. So you guys are watching us here from my art studio. This is Cafecito Thursday, where we talk about relationships, being together in a partnership, and how to move around that, how to make it work, how to have your partner to ride that wave, you know,
the work wave.
How to get your partner to how do you get your partner involved, and how do you get him working? What do you think about this? Should the partner be involved?
I mean, I think it's helpful, right?
Well, yeah. Of course it is. I'm asking you, should the partner be involved?
I know, it's such a weird question because a lot of these people maybe aren't working with their spouses, so they might not relate.
No, but this doesn't mean that the partner... See? That's exactly why I asked this type of question.
Okay.
Your partner doesn't need to be working with you guys for your partner to be involved. Nor you shouldn't need to be working with your partner to be involved.
Excuse me.
Being involved means that you're rooting for them.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, yeah, but being involved, like being, it doesn't mean that the person has to be fully involved because many times the person can't. Like, you're a mom.
Yeah.
You do most of the caring for our child.
I like how you said that you do most of the caring for our child.
Gotta be honest here. You know?
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Like, if it was up to me, the kid would be wearing, like, I don't know, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle outfits all day. And
He doesn't even like the mutants.
See? If it was me, if it was up to her, she would know what he likes. Now, I know what he likes. He likes Minecraft.
Duh.
But I'm just saying, like, that's how I would want it to be, you know?
Right.
Hanging out.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say here, dude, come on. You're like...
I'm here.
What I'm trying to say is that your partner doesn't need to be working with you.
Right.
They don't need to be fully involved to be involved and to be there. And like, I know that she cares. She takes care of a lot of the household stuff and and our son and the school, and like, she's the one that's like, dude, we have I don't know, we have this thing coming up for school to play. Right? And you know the time, and you know what's happening. She knows the name of the teachers. She learns the name of the teachers, and it'll take me like 365 days to start learning the names of a teacher.
Yeah, we're on the following year already.
Yeah, I still know her name. I know her name now. Anyways, so I'm not saying that you should be like me, guys. You should not be like me. What I'm trying to say is that she is involved, not just because she works with me, right?
Right.
Not just because of that, but she takes care of that, and she works with me. Now, if your partner's not working with you, they still need to be involved in what you're doing. What I'm talking about is in the process, and not emotionally involved, because many people are like, oh, I need you to be emotionally involved with me, and this is not a good idea to be emotionally involved. I don't even think that you should be emotionally invested if you're alone in it. Right. What I'm saying is in a positive attitude. You should be involved with the right attitude and be rooting for the person.
Absolutely.
And even if you're not working, because most people are not working with their partners, they have their own gig going on or whatever, you should meet together at some point of the week or whatever, and remind each other where you're going. And
the goals and plans.
The goals and plans, and you know, because life is a funny thing. It tends to slap you around when you least expect it. So if you feel like you're in it alone, if she feels like she's in it alone with the house and the kid, you know, or kids, if you guys have kids, but in this case, my wife, if she feels like she's in it alone, she's going to start to disengage from me, from what I'm doing. So I need to make her feel like she's not alone in that area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
And vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Like you participate.
But see, someone's doing something. The people that are watching, someone's doing something, right? In regards to their career, their art career.
Right.
Maybe they both got careers, but someone's doing something. Mm-hmm. Okay, someone's the one with the art studio, or someone's the one with the goals of becoming a business, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the other person's like, "Go for it! I love you! I'm here for you." Or maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's not your life partner, right? And the thing is that many times when we are writing if you're the one who's invested and you're driving something, right? You're taking a business, you're trying to take something somewhere.
Right.
Right? Whatever that is. It many times it feels like you are you could be alone, you could be in it alone, but you have to remember that there's other aspects of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. It's Siren Bolivente girl, and for all the flags and all that. So nice.
Love that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
and hello to everyone joining us.
Yeah,
Artsy Crafty
so
Angel, hello. And Painting by the Lake.
Painting by the Lake. I like that.
I like
Sounds
it.
kind of plein air. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be you could have these feelings of I'm alone, I'm in it alone, and blah blah blah. But please, don't. It's the reason why I'm saying this, guys. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna try to be as clear as possible because I know I've been going around this. But the reason why I'm saying this is because it is so important to have the right state of mind and the right attitude in the work environment and when you are creating your goals in a unit, whether it be a friendship, a family unit, or your fiance, whoever's there with you. Because even if they're not working with you, you are feeding off their energy.
Right. Yes.
You could be working very hard and going after something, and if you are your friend or your significant other is in a rut or a negative mindset, it's going to affect you, and vice versa. That person could be totally peaceful and being rooting for you and applauding you. Many times this has happened with us, where you're like, you can do it, and I'm like, I can't. And I'm the one actually trying to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's extremely important to have that, to understand that you need to find things. You need to find, exercises to put yourself in the right mind space. Mm-hmm. What is one of the things that you do to put yourself in the right mind state?
I don't know.
No?
I don't really know. I'm kind of working on it.
What?
Yeah.
I know you do stuff.
Well, I listen to positive books about it, and I don't know. I guess I haven't really been practicing anything effectively.
Yeah, you have.
Like what?
No, I put signs all around the house. I put signs around the studio too.
Well, and I have signs on a sign on my phone too. But I guess I'm trying to think about actual mind practices, not just anchors.
Well, I think those are it. It's just a matter of repeating them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share with you guys one of the things that I do. I'll put anchors, like she says, right? Anchors that remind me of my emotional state. Because I believe that the worst thing that could happen to you is feel like you are less than who you are.
Right.
That you're not enough. It's the worst thing. And I recently understood that. I had no idea how much that impacts your life, your being.
Right.
If you feel like you're not, you're just not good enough, it's going to, it's gonna affect it's gonna just echo everything in everything you do. Right. And so I realized that I was working hard, right? And I was going at it with a lot of emotion and excitement and enthusiasm. But there was still this underlining belief that my stuff was just not, I wasn't good enough. So anything I did, anything I said, any extension of me was not good enough as a consequence, because I wasn't good enough. Yeah. So I started reading what we talked to you guys about last time, Marissa Peer. I started reading Marissa Peer, which my wife introduced me to this author. Is she an author? No, she's just a coach. No, I don't know if she's a... No.
Yeah, she's a life coach and all that.
By the way,
stuff.
someone said thank you the other day for introducing them to Marisa Peer.
Oh yeah, I need to be more on it.
Well, yeah. Well, I think we all do. It's see again. It's the unit. For example, if she feels like she's not on it, I need to be as gentle and as helpful as possible. Because when it comes to emotional stuff, guys, we have to be gentle. We can't be like militant or like, oh my God, you got to do it, because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And we just, you just gotta bring the support. Now, when it gets out of line, like when I've gotten out of line, you're like, dude, you gotta,
yeah.
That's when you have to reel, people in. But in the day to day, I feel like it becomes more of a weight if we're not gentle with each other. And if you're not being gentle with your partner's not being gentle with you, maybe it's a good time to talk and say, look, I need you to be positive. I need you to be in a positive mindset, because it's my belief, guys, and I know this may sound overwhelming to some of you or whatever, but it's my belief that if you're not positive, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't constantly remind yourself of your goals, and if you don't do it with speed, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, I read this.
It's just not going to happen.
I was reading this short business article, and it was saying that if you work really hard but you don't have a vision, it's like rowing upstream with nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And they were saying that you have to have it's mindset, but it's also it's mindset and hard work. But beyond that, it's the mindset of having the vision in place for where it is that you're going.
I couldn't agree more.
I feel like it's one of those things. You were talking yesterday, or maybe I think it was yesterday. You were giving a talk. Oh my gosh, I just lost it. Yesterday you were talking about something that I was like, oh yeah. Oh, you were talking about it was in one of your talks. You were talking about how when to just go. And it reminded me of the reality that a lot of times you don't know what you need until you get there.
Yeah.
And so
you almost never know what you need until
you actually never know what you need until you get there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people spend their time making plans, but it's not until you actually get there that you're like, I actually need A, B, C, right? Like you and I didn't create systems of procedure until we had bumped into a couple things in that area, right? You find out what you need, or how to package, or what to do, or and then and so it reminded me a lot about. But that has nothing to do with vision, right?
Right.
And so I think people get so lost in mechanics and in planning that they forget to keep the clear vision of what it is that you want, and then move in that direction. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that comes with the importance of keeping your mind right, because if you can't, if you get lost in the mechanics, you feel down, or you feel bogged down, or you feel stressed out, or you feel bummed out. You can't get there.
You stop looking at the big picture.
Right.
See, it's that's a great insight right there. I'm gonna give an example I feel like to support that insight.
But I was packaging, so that's why I didn't elaborate yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in the other room.
It's like you're telling yourself, okay, guys, we're going to the moon, right? We're going to the moon. Let's just say that just for an example. We're going to the moon for the sake of the example. And you are getting lost in everything that you need. Okay, well, what's the speed? Okay, the math to get there. And, and this and that. And in reality, it's not a good comparison, but it works.
Yeah.
Here's why it works. In reality, you have to see where you're going so that you're even pointing that way.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if you say, well, we'll go wherever the wind takes us, you won't know how much fuel you're going to need.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That people are like, I want to, I just want to do good. I just want to sell some artwork, and I want to do great, and I want my family to have a good life. But it's abstract. What's a good life? What is it? Do you want them to have a trip to, I don't know, like an excellent family trip once a year, twice a year, to have, and that's just not about having, but being able to create time for each other, as well as creating a successful art career or whatever, you know. Like, I believe that you can have it all. I just think that you need to stop thinking about it so much. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you're telling yourself you're an artist and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to the moon. It's not about being a perfectionist, guys. It's just, okay, you're going to the moon. You're gonna sure as hell need more fuel than going to the next town, right, in that rocket. Right. There's a difference in fuel. Right. You're going to need more power. You're going to need more fuel. So you have to point at where you're going so that you start understanding and not get lost in it either. But you have to understand that it's going to take much more. Yeah. So therefore, saying, I want a great life as an artist, what is that going to entail? Like, what is that? How much energy do you have to deposit in there? Mm-hmm. To have this great life as an artist? Because many of you out there are saying, I want to be a great artist. I want things to be great, but it's unclear. It's unclear. Mm-hmm. Like, what is great? Are you the next great artist? Like Monet, are you going to be in those books? Or are you just going to be maybe a local artist that pays their bills and is able to create artwork every day and you're happy about it? That's great. There's no right or wrong answer. Yeah. You just got to be clear on how much, where you're going so that you deposit the right energy. Well,
and I think too, like, it was really interesting to recognize, like, I've been listening to all those Brian Tracy seminar thingies. Right. And he was saying that there's people that literally, like, point in no direction, right? Right. He's like, they live their life by the law of accident, he says. So as stuff happens, they're like, oh, that happened to me, right? Or like, oh, like, with very minimal vision for what they want. Right. That was really hard for me because I had a vision, or I thought I had a vision, but I only had, like, pockets of a vision. It wasn't like this total thing that I want. Like, I knew I wanted to be a business owner. I knew I wanted to own a boutique. And I knew I needed to go to school. But, like, all this stuff, like, would accidentally happen, right? Or, like, and he said that it's because you have, like, no clear vision for what it is that you want for yourself. Like, no clarity in the vision. It's true. So you always you're like, oh, I'm met by these challenges, or this popped up or that popped up. But it's because you're not focusing and utilizing your energy in a way that's helpful. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's going to keep you moving in that space. And I feel like that's the thing that I work on. And I'm a total perfectionist. And I work on that too. Totally. A perfectionist in the opposite way, in that I sometimes won't push if my mind tells me it's not right. Right. Right? Right. And so I feel like that goes back to the point that you were talking about making sure that in a partnership, you guys are building each other up and keeping the space clear. Because everyone's really, really pushing their own battle for working past their ideas and paradigms, right?
Yeah. That's why it's so important to support each other when you are in a partnership, in a relationship, friendship, or your spouse, whatever. You don't have to be working together. Maybe she has her career, her job, and I'm an artist, right? Let's suppose that this is not the way it is right now. Yeah. But I have to be supporting her in what she's doing, and she has to support me. And support does not mean that they're shadowing you, making sure that you're okay and you're not going to fall. That's not support. Support means that you create a positive environment for them to thrive on. To thrive in. Mm-hmm. That's what support means. Support means if she sees me down, she picks me up and she says, "Hey, dude, pick your, let's get up. Yeah. You wanted this. You're an artist. You have to do this. We have to keep moving, right? Because she can't stop doing her deal to try to make me feel better. That's not what I'm talking about here, right? Because then I'm being irresponsible with her deal." So I believe that's why I don't believe in the whole, I'll stop doing what I'm doing so that you are better and I'll pick you up. Unless it's like a very serious thing, Yeah. Like, some people have like some very serious challenges. But if you don't have like these huge serious challenges and whatnot, I think that the support should be just positive, a positive environment. everybody needs a positive environment. She needs a positive environment. She needs to feel like I'm going at a speed where she can count on me. And if she needs my help, I'm not complaining and feeling like, oh no, I'm too busy, I can't. She needs that. I know she does. We've talked about it, and I know people need different things, but one of the most important things I believe at the high priority is the highest level is a positive attitude, because it's the most important thing. It's like you're not there to be, you're not in the way, but you're rooting from the bleachers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most important thing. So learn how to do that for your partner. It takes skill too. It takes talking to each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It takes talking to each other and figuring out, because many times your partner doesn't need you physically. They need you mentally.
And when you're being negative, you don't realize that you're pulling focus from things that are really, really important.
Right, the things that matter most.
So, like, if I'm being like super negative, I don't realize that I'm pulling his energy away from our business, or from our son, or from whatever we have that's really, really the most priority things, right?
And same thing goes with you artists out there, because I know a lot of artists. I know, because this happened to me too. We get lost in our emotions, and one of my mentors actually says it in a really strong. He uses a strong. He uses strong words. He says that you're stealing from your family.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He says if you're a husband it's not putting your his shit together, you're actually stealing from your family. You're stealing peace. You're stealing happiness. You're stealing. Income from your family. Every time you don't show up, you're not positive, you're not there, you're actually taking away from the lifestyle and from the possibility of having a better life with your family. You're and if you're a woman and you're doing that, or a person that's, if you're that person in the relationship that is taking energy, right?
Yeah.
So that they tend to your emotions, you are stealing from your husband or your spouse, your partner. You're stealing. If you're becoming negative, you're stealing energy, and thus you're stealing life source.
Yeah.
And it's for me, it was when I heard it for the first time, one of my mentors said that, because I was always like, well, be gentle. You're not being nice, and I completely believe in being gentle, because it can be very difficult. When someone has become emotional, it is extremely difficult to not be gentle, and that's why you need to be gentle, because it's very difficult not to.
Right.
But it wasn't until I heard from a mentor, from Grant. He was the first one that I've ever heard use that phrase. If you're not showing up in a positive way, and you're not showing up hard in your life, you are literally stealing from them.
Yeah.
And we can't do that. They need it.
Well, and the importance of partnerships, and why we all kind of tend to flock towards someone, is that we want. Well, I think
you either give or you take.
Right, but I also think that I think that we forget that when we're with people, in our mind, when you first meet someone, you think about how amazing and great they are. Mm-hmm. And then as people join together, many times they get lost in the minutia, or they're petty and they hold each other back. Yeah. But really, you want your other person to thrive and be like, the goal in being together is for each of you to be your ultimate self.
Yeah,
right?
It can't be one-sided. It can't be one-sided. Like, I want her. I will not feel like a successful human being, or a father, or a husband, if she doesn't reach her goals.
Well, but that's also an inside job too.
Right, but it's not my job. It's your job, but it's my job to support.
Right, absolutely.
That your vision and your goals.
Right.
So I won't feel successful. Like, some people are like, I'm successful. Is your son successful? Is your wife successful? Are the people around you closest to you, are they successful? I don't know, guys. Maybe you think different, but that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. I feel extremely responsible for my surroundings. And I feel like my surroundings being not being positive affect me tremendously. They affect me tremendously.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's what matters. It's what matters the most to me. I'd rather have nothing but have positive. Like I'm wealthy if I have a positive attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather have both. Come on, let's be honest. But but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I didn't have pain to,
and having
if
a
I didn't have
positive
pain to
attitude,
anything,
if it isn't something that you were raised, like if your parents didn't instill like positive perspective, right? It's a really I think it's okay to recognize that it's difficult to change how you perceive things initially, right?
Right.
And it's because it's a practice and it's like a constant reminder. And I know that I've shared this in a video before that I did like this exercise. It was like, if you want to know whether you're positive or negative, pay attention to your thoughts for 24 hours.
Right.
And I was like, oh my, holy crap. I'm like super negative. I think negatively all the time. And,
but we all do, no? We think about the worst case scenarios.
Oh yeah, totally. And so I think, it's okay to recognize like, oh, okay, I got to work on this because it's practice. It's literally practice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there it is, guys. Work on your positive attitude and make sure that you are...
We talk about it a lot, but the reality is that it's the most essential thing to becoming successful.
Working hard is not the deal, guys. Working hard goes together with it.
Yeah.
But it's not the deal. The deal is having this right first.
Yeah.
It's your mindset. If your mindset's not right, or your mindset is right, but the people around you, their mindset's not right, your mindset ain't right either.
Yeah.
It's going to affect you. You're going to, that's why I always talk about this.
It's like that old saying, be careful who you
hang with.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm always talking about this. Be careful the people that come to your studio. Be careful the people that you have around, because you could be up here. You could be, yes, 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 yes. And it'll just take one person, right, that you can't say no to, because either you are married to them or they're your children, or or they brought you to this world, they're your parents or siblings, and that one person you can't say no to, that you have made an agreement since you were a child, or since you were dating or whatever, to accept it as truth. Mm-hmm. You accept it as truth, and it'll just take that one moment for everything to crumble, and you have to build yourself up again.
Yeah.
And so it's extremely important to keep a positive state of mind, mm-hmm. and boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Keep boundaries with each other. I don't let certain people. I do not. I've told you this, right?
Yeah.
I don't let certain people into the studio. Like some people are like, "Can I come visit you?" Nope, you can't. You can't come and visit me. I'm sorry. We'll meet outside once a year for a drink or something, but you will not come to the studio.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to, because it's everything, guys. It's everything. That's why a lot of people are like, man, I can't seem to move forward. I'm always curious to ask. I never ask because I'm not a psychologist, and I can't ask that. But I'm always curious, what's going on in your mind? Mm-hmm. When people can't sell, when people can't show their work, I'm always curious about that, because I know that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, we have a friend who told us this too. I forget what the brain does. She said that there's a chemical in the brain, or something happens in the brain. But she was saying that they did studies where people would sit together and plan. Like, like when artists roundtable and they're like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this. And the brain gets like a high, like if it's done it, right? Like accomplishment. Yeah. Like the feeling of accomplishment, the hormone or whatever, when you've accomplished something,
dopamine
kicks in, right?
Some dopamine.
And then you're like, yeah. And then, but you never really did it, right? And so a lot of people, when they're feeling probably like, I can't get started, I can't get going, they go and they seek this group of people that's going to do that with them. And then they get the sensation without ever really doing the work. And you find that you're stuck, right? You just keep perpetuating being stuck. And I found it really fascinating when she told us that. Because I was like, how many times did I do that? Like in my 20s or in my youth, where you get together and you roundtable, you talk about your dreams. But then you never really get to it.
They're called mind fucks too.
Yeah. That's what you've dubbed them. But yeah.
Yeah.
So be wary of that. And be wary about how you push your energy and where you focus your energy.
Totally.
And I'll keep doing that today.
Yeah. It's It's a continuous work. I've said about it many times before. Your body, you can get away with washing it once a day, but your mind, you can't get away with it once a day.
Right.
This is something that I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Your body, you get up in the morning, you shower, you're done for the day. Especially if you're like me, you're a guy like me, you shower and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Some people shower twice. I don't know.
Yeah. Or like washing your face. Like right now, I'm having like some hormonal things, so like I feel like I gotta wash my face like twice a day.
Yeah, but usually it's once or twice a day.
Right.
But your mind gets dirty by the second.
Yeah.
Your mind gets dirty by the second.
Think about, look at.
Yeah. Your mind is just this thing that it's just there's filth flying into it all the time if you're not careful. So it's extremely important to constantly wash it. One of the things that I do to wash it, I do mantras. I do the I am enough mantras. Those of you out there who understand this, I am enough, or I'm a great artist, or everything that I create is perfect, right? And on and on and on. I do certain mantras that remind me, because they're cleaning out my negative beliefs, because it's negative beliefs.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Love the pep talks. I've been so productive. Thanks to the time you take to help us. I love that.
Oh, I love that.
The Xena files. I love that. It makes us happy, huh?
Yeah.
I like that. It's the productivity.
I always wonder if we're speaking into the air. I always tell them, are we talking into the nothingness?
No, it just feels like that.
It
just feels like
Thanks
that.
for sharing your perspective with us. It's helping you.
Yeah, and we feel better also when you guys share, because we know that we need to show up to at least one of you. If I show up to the Xena files every day, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
If I just show up for you, if I show up and show up and show up, because it helps my deal too. It helps her deal. If she shows up with me and we show up for you, it's like you're showing up for us. I know it sounds strange, but
yeah, we're in it together. Not planning, because we're going to actually do action. Yeah. But we're together to admit that there's stuff we work on.
And we work on daily, and we work on it all day. Okay, yeah. It's not once.
I've been painting 20 plus paintings since I've been. Good for you.
I love that.
Yeah, keep cranking them out. It's a muscle.
It's a muscle.
And before you know it, you're going to be able to fill in a whole museum, as Picasso said, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Today I went to put some paintings in some high-rise apartments, and I was telling them, hey, by the way, I got enough work for the whole, for
all the buildings. Yeah,
for the whole building, and if you guys have more buildings, and it was interesting. They couldn't believe it. They were like, oh my god. But that's how I see myself. Even if I don't have them ready available, in my mind, I always have them, and you figure out how to show up. But,
yeah. I think it's wonderful. Keep painting, and then you're gonna find that you're gonna be an incredible artist, because you're gonna have so much practice.
Yeah, it's
natural movement and muscle memory to just create whatever you see.
Totally. I mean, it happens everywhere. No, that's how my wife is like. I'm gonna say it. You're like super excellent at placing fashion pieces together.
Yeah.
That's what you did in your store.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Placing,
styling
people and putting styles together and whatnot. That's what she did when we owned our it was her boutique, right? Just kind of participated on the side.
It was ours.
Well, yeah, but it was your dream and your thing. Just like this is our studio, but I'm the one who paints.
Yeah.
It was her gig. I was just helping, and that's
I can match patterns, is what you're saying.
Many things, colors, shapes, patterns, styles. But it took muscle. It was your whole life.
Yeah.
It was your whole life. You didn't come up with that superpower overnight.
No.
Right? It was even when you were out and about, I'm sure you were thinking about it.
Yeah. No, I'm really good at trend spotting, but that's like me being constantly immersed in like what's happening and what's going on. You're right.
And I had to throw away so many magazines. I'm sorry.
I know. I know.
I threw away hundreds of magazines. Not dozens, hundreds.
I just need to recycle them better. I have to be better about sending them off.
I gave them to. I didn't throw them away in the trash. I gave them to
Oh, the bookstore, right?
Bookstore, yeah. I just call it throw it away because everything that gets out of the studio, I'm like, I'm gonna throw that away. And she and my son get like, oh, don't throw it away. Like I'll say throw away, but it's I'm taking it out of that.
I had a big collection. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that away. I'm gonna throw you away. I'm gonna throw myself away.
No, don't throw yourself away.
Guys, take care. Thank you so much. We love showing up here with you guys, and we're gonna talk to you soon, and we're gonna keep at it.
Tomorrow is Takeaway Friday.
Takeaway Friday tomorrow.
So join tomorrow.
Join me, and if she's here, I'm gonna make her join us too, because she's busy, but she can talk on the side.
Yeah, I can take it away.
You can take it away from that other
side.
table. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Love you. Talk to you soon. Adios.